આજના યુવા વર્ગને જ્યારે આખું વિશ્વ ડિજિટલાઇઝ અને ગ્લોબલાઇઝ થઈ રહ્યું છે ત્યારે ડગલે ને પગલે દરેક ક્ષેત્રમાં અંગ્રેજી ભાષાની જાણકારી ખૂબ જ મહત્વની છે અને આ હેતુથી સ્કોપ ગુજરાતના યુવા વર્ગને અંગ્રેજી ભાષા પરનું પ્રભુત્વ વધે તે માટે હર હંમેશ પ્રયાસ કરતા રહ્યા છીએ. સ્કોપ દ્વારા સીઈપીટી અને લિંગ્વા સ્કિલ એમ બે એક્ઝામ છે કે જે કેમ્બ્રિજ દ્વારા લેવાય છે એ સ્કોપ દ્વારા અમે લઈએ છીએ અને આ ઉપરાંત અમે ઘણી બધી પ્રવૃત્તિઓ કે જેમાં વિદ્યાર્થીઓનું અંગ્રેજી ભાષા શીખવા માટેનું પ્રભુત્વ વધે, અંગ્રેજી ભાષા પરનું પ્રભુત્વ વધે અને અંગ્રેજી શીખવા માટેનો તેમનો ઉત્સાહ વધે તે માટે અમે હર હંમેશ પ્રયાસ કરતા રહ્યા છીએ. તો આજે એમાંની જ એક પ્રવૃત્તિ કે જે છે હાર્મની પોએટ્રી રેસિટેશન કોમ્પિટિશન, એના માટે હું આપ સૌ વિદ્યાર્થી મિત્રોનું જેમણે આમાં ભાગ લીધો છે, પોતાનો રસ દાખવ્યો છે, પોતાનું ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ બતાવ્યો છે, તેમનું હું હાર્દિક સ્વાગત કરું છું. I welcome you all the participants on behalf of SCOPE. SCOPE is organizing ongoing activities, e-quizzes, then we are also organizing engineers essay writing competition. We are focusing on all four components, that is LSRW, listening, reading, writing and speaking. કે જે ચાર કોમ્પોનન્ટ છે એનું દરેકને અમે સરખું મહત્વ આપીને દરેકને રિલેટેડ અમે હર હંમેશ માટે એવા પ્રયત્ન કરીએ છીએ કે મેક્સિમમ વિદ્યાર્થી મિત્રો આનો લાભ લઈ શકે. Thank you so much to participate and showing your interest in Harmony Poetry Recitation Competition. Now, before starting the competition, I would like to share some rules and regulations for this competition. Competition start કરતા પહેલા આના rules and regulations હું તમને જણાવી દઉં. You need to first of all share your topic, and the minimum time to recite the poem is 2 minutes and maximum time is 4 minutes. So as and when your time will over, we will just like put the buzzer over here, and after that you are not allowed to speak. So keeping your mind that within the 4 minutes you need to elaborate and explain your poetry. Now the evaluation criteria, we are going to evaluate you based on 5 components. અમે તમને 5 component થી evaluate કરવાના છીએ. The first one is clarity. Clarity na 20 marks છે, which carries 20 marks. Clarity means તમારા pronunciation કેવા છે, તમારા clarity of thoughts કેવા છે. After that, understanding, explanation of the poem. તમે poem ને કે રીતે understand કર્યું છે અને કઈ રીતે તમે એને express કરી રહ્યા છો. So based on your expression, based on your understanding will give you 20 marks. After that, confidence. તમારો confidence level ના પણ 20 marks છે અહીંયા. In between you are not fumbling and you are confident enough to derive the meaning of the poem. Then you are able to get the 20 marks out of the 20, that is for the confidence. Then articulation, that carries also 20 marks. તમારું voice modulation and articulation કેવું છે એના પણ 20 marks છે. And last but not the least, that is overall presentation. So overall presentation na 20 marks છે. Total comes to the 100. Will give you out of 100 for this your poetry recitation. Now Dhruvi Vora. Is Dhruvi with us? Yes, I can see Dhruvi. You can unmute yourself and put your video on. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dhruvi from Christ College, Rajkot. Today, I am reciting a poem from the topic nature. My poem name is Homework, which is written by the famous author, the American author, named as Allen Ginsberg. He have written this poem in 1980 related to the nature, how everybody in the world is facing problems regarding to one or another thing. Social, economical, and political issues are described in this place where the whole world is entertained and whole world is told. Today, even in 21st century, we can connect with this poem. So here, how this poem goes. If I were doing my laundry, I would wash my dirty Iran. I would wash my dirty Iran and I would throw in my United States and pour on the ivory soap and scrub up Africa. Put put all the birds and elephants back in the jungle. I would wash the Amazon River and clean the oily Carib and Gulf of Mexico. Rub, rub that smog of the northern pole. Wipe up all the pipelines in Alaska. Rub a dub for the Rocky Flats and Los Alamos. Flush that sparkly cesium. Love out of the canal. Rinse down the acid rain over the Parthenon and spins. Drain sludge out of the Mediterranean basin and make it azure again. And make it azure again. Then I would throw the big Asia in one giant and look and wash out of the blood. Agent Orange, Agent Orange, dump the whole mess of Russia and China in the ringer. Squeeze out and put the planet in the dryer. Put the planet in the dryer and let it sit 20 minutes. Let it sit 20 minutes or an eon till it come back. Or an eon till it come back out clean. Out clean. So in this poem, Gilsberg is trying to explain us how there are so many problems in the world. We see different problems like pollution. We see problems like a humankind and mankind. Both are facing varieties of the problems. And here, with the different names, different countries, different rivers, he's trying to explain us that please stop spoiling them. Try to save them. Try to connect with them as they are the part of our nature. So we should respect them. We should understand that without them, we are not here. So with the country's name like Asia, Africa, with the river's name like Nile, and with the other places, he's trying mathematically with washing machine. He's trying to connect the countries and making us understand that each and every person, even the humankind, even the animals, everyone in the world is very important, and we need to respect it. And we need to understand that each and everything in the world is very, very important. Thank you for listening me patiently. Have a good day.
Thank you, Dhruvi. It was such a wonderful with like grace and expression. It was such a nice expression. You have explained it, and you are like connected it with the current issues. So that is also
Yes.
one of the important things, that at what level you understand the poem. It is not only just to recite the poem, but the understanding also important. So overall, your presentation, it was such a wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good
Uh,
day.
Yeah. Have a good day to you also. Vasisht Doshi, I can see Vasisht Doshi over here.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Vashish Doshi. I'm from Ahmedabad, and the theme of the poem that I have picked is nature. The poem that I have picked is I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. It is also known as Daffodils. William Wordsworth is an English poet who, along with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, helped launch the Romantic Age in 1798. He is best known for the prelude, The Solitary Reaper, The World is Too Much with Us. So now I'll recite the poem. I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. I wandered lowly as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margins of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye with the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. Thank you. Now I'll explain the poem. The speaker says that wandering like a cloud floating about, the speaker is basically wandering like a cloud and floating about above hills and valleys, and he encounters a field of daffodils beside the lake. The daffodils are dancing and fluttering as the wind blows, and it's just like the waves of the lake right beside it. And they basically, the daffodils outdid the water in glee. They're doing better than the waves when there is when wind blows, the waves not only shine but the daffodils shine even brighter. The speaker says that a poet could not help but be happy in such a joyful company of flowers. He says that he says that as he stared and stared, uh, he did not realize what wealth the scene was bringing him, because now whenever he feels vacant and pensive and bored and dull, the memory of this particular scene of daffodils swinging and the thousands of daffodils swinging, it flashes upon that inward eye, which is basically like the which he's trying to say is the mind, and it is the bliss of solitude, and his heart fills with pleasure and dances with the daffodils. So that scene of nature where daffodils are swinging and swirling in the wind keeps coming to his mind, and he feels very happy about it. He feels calm whenever he's bored and vacant. So that's the explanation to the poem.
Thank you, Vasisht. Wonderfully explained by you the poem. Now, next part. Next is Muhammad Shelot.
I am Shelot from Surat, from SRKI College. So basically, my theme is the poem on the nature. So my poem name is Let Preserve Our Nature. So respected ma'am, this poem is written by our Indian poet Arjun. He is unfamous, but their words are so important that we should listen it very carefully. So I am starting my poem. So let's preserve our nature. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. The birds are flying and the breeze is so cool. Mother Nature is trying her best to give nothing but beautifulness. But what do we do? Make her a mess? Let's make her the best by polluting less and less and preserve her green dress for our kids and the rest. For our kids and the rest. So now I am going to explain this poem. The poem tells about the importance of preserving a nature, describe how beautiful the nature is, but unfortunately, people make nature mess. They often polluting nature. Therefore, he asks to protect our nature by stopping pollution. We should keep the nature very clean and do not damage it. So, this poem is basically makes everyone to be aware and preserve our nature, because this is very important for their lives, especially for their children or our next generation. Thank you for listening me and giving your precious time. So thank you.
Thank you, Zed. Wonderfully explained the poem on the nature, and connected with the current issues. As we all know that the pollution is going on a high, and we need to control it. And as an individual, we need to understand that what is the importance of it to clean the environment, to make everything, proper, and less utilization of the plastic, polythene, and very small things. If we keep in our mind and ourselves, if we aware about it and we try it from today onwards, then we can say that we can even as an individual change the world. Thank you so much. Next is Ishan Rawal.
So myself Ishan Rawal. I am residing in Ahmedabad and right now studying in F5 and pursuing bachelor degree in English literature at St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad. So today I will be reciting a poem which fall in both the categories, nature and a dream. So the name of the poem is Paper Boats by Rabindranath Tagore. So let me introduce the author to you first. Rabindranath Tagore is known as a polymath and social reformer who reshaped Bengali literature. And he was born on 7th May 1861. And the most fascinating thing which I like about Rabindranath Tagore is that he wrote his first poem at the age of 8, and in 1877 he published his first large collection of poetry at the age of 17. So after that, his father sent him to London for his further education, but he did well that, so he was summoned back. And if I talk about his literary genius, so it contains several novels, many poetries, songs, articles, plays, and the famous book of his are obviously Gitanjali, then works of Rabindranath Tagore, and the Home and the World novel Gora, then a short story Kabuliwala, which is known to everyone. And he won a Nobel Prize for his work Gitanjali in 1913. And he has also collaborated with W.B. Yeats to translate it into the English. So now I will recite my poem Paper Boats by Rabindranath Tagore. Day by day, I float my paper boats one by one down the running stream. In big black letters, I write my name on them and the name of the village where I live. I hope that someone in some strange land will find them and know who I am. I load my paper boats with surely flowers from our garden and hope that these blooms of the dawn will be carried safely to land in the night. I launch my paper boats. Sorry, ma'am. I launch my paper boats in the night and look up into the sky and see the little clouds setting the wild bulging sails. I know not what playmate of mine in the sky sends them down the air to race with my boats. When night comes, I bury my face in my arm and dream that my paper boats are float on and on. The fairies of sleep are sailing in them, and lading is their basket full of dream. Now I explain the poem, which is my own connotation. So what the poem represents is a pool of rainwater and a piece of paper folded into a shape of a boat to create a joyous and jubilant dream of a childhood. However, to an artist or writer, a paper boat is not just a child's play, but is a metaphor of innocence, love, journey, and reaching out. Rabindranath Tagore thus wrote about the great romance of something as transient as a boat in passionate way. We have the description of paper boat as on it I describe my name and the date of my village name where my home resides. However, in clear,
Yes, your
hard,
time is over. Your time. But
okay,
whatever you explained, it is wonderful, we can say the combination of the dream and a little child, like amazing. You have nicely explained, and the selection of the poem was also very good, I can say.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for participating. Next is Nidhi. Nidhi is there with us.
Respected ma'am, honorable teachers, and my dear brothers and sisters, good afternoon, everyone. I am Nidhi Gorfad of BCom FY student from Gurukul Mahila Arts and Commerce College, Porbandar. I extremely delighted for being able to recite a poem in front of you all. The name of my poem is My Mother. But before starting that, I really thankful to the program organizer for providing me this platform. Thank you so much. So now I'm starting my poem. The name of my poem is My Mother, and I choose the topic that is mother. So this poem is written by the Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was a renowned poet. He was born in 1861. He greatly advocated literature, art, music, and so on. He was the first Asian who received the Nobel Prize for the Literature in the year 1913 for his groundbreaking work, Gitanjali. So now I am reciting my poem. I cannot remember my mother. Only sometimes in the midst of my play, a tune seems to hover over my playthings, the tune of some song that she used to hum while rocking my cradle. I cannot remember my mother, but when in the early autumn morning, the smell of the shy leaf flowers floats in the air. The scent of the morning service in the temple comes to me as the scent of my mother. I cannot remember my mother. Only when from my bedroom window I send my eyes into the blue of the distant sky. I feel that the stillness of my mother's gaze on my face has spread all over the sky. So this poem is about mother. Here Rabindranath Tagore described the role of mother in bringing up her child, difficulties she faces, and her tears wherever the child is ill. But here the Rabindranath Tagore considered India, our country, as the mother. So like your own mother, you must be ready to do everything for your country as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, thank you. Wonderfully explained, mother, and wonderfully sing by uh, you. What's your name? Yes, Nidhi. Nidhi wonderfully sang a poem, and recitation was extremely good. Next is Yukta. Yukta, you can unmute yourself and start your poem.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible and clear?
Yes, you are audible and visible also.
Okay. Just a second, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. This is Yukta Nihalani from SRKI Institute, Surat. Today's my topic is the dream, and I'm gonna recite the poem "Let No One Steal Your Dreams." It is from one of the best collections of poet Paul Cookson, a multi-talented personality who, along with poetry, is a performer and a ukulele player. He's also an ambassador of United Learning and believes that anyone can write poems. Some of his famous works are Pants on Fire, the works Give Us Gold, The Poetry Store, and etc. Okay, so let's begin with the poem. Let no one steal your dreams. Let no one tear apart the burning ambition that fires the drive inside your heart. Let no one steal your dreams. Let no one tell you that you can't. Let no one hold you back. Let no one tell you that you won't. Set your sights and keep them fixed. Set your sights on the high. Let no one steal your dreams. Your only limit is the sky. Let no one steal your dreams. Follow your heart. Follow your soul. Follow only when you follow. For only when you follow them, you'll feel truly whole. Set your sights and keep them fixed. Set your sights on the high. Let no one steal your dream. Your only limit is the sky. So now, summarizing this poem, I would like to say you should stay focused from this lines, set your sights and keep them fixed. And concluding the whole poem in 2 lines, I would like to say, fly with your dreams, even if you think you can't cope, because our dreams are our vision, hope, and if followed correctly, our destiny. I would like to end my topic.
Thank you, Yukta. Nicely explained and nicely recited. Next, Ruparela John. Ruparela John, can you please unmute yourself and put your video on? Next, Ruparela John, you can unmute yourself and put your video on.
I am doing my second year BA from Christ College, and I have selected the theme fear, and as in my greatest fear. And my poem is Fear as well. It is written by Sarah Teasdale. She was born in the year 1884 on 8th of August, and she died on 29th January 1933. She's an American lyric poet. Her notable works are Flame and Shadow, love songs. I start my poem. I'm afraid. Oh, I'm so afraid. The cold black fear is clutching me tonight. As long ago, when they would take the light and leave the little child who would have prayed, frozen and sleepless as the thought of death. My heart that beats too fast will rest too soon. I shall not know if it be night or noon. Yet, shall I struggle in the dark for breath? Will no one fight the terror for my sake? The heavy darkness that no dawn will break? How can they leave me in that dark alone, who loved the joy of light and warmth so much, and thrilled so with the sense of sound and touch? How can they shut me underneath a stone? By Sarah Teasdale. So in this poem, we see that the speaker is talking about the fear of two things. One is the fear of darkness, and the other the fear of being alone. Especially in this generation, we see that people are so afraid of being alone, being left alone, to be isolated. They don't want to be in this, left alone and things like that. They want to be around people. And also the fear of darkness, not only the darkness meaning without light, but the darkness also refers to the negative vibes, to something that will destroy us, something that will go over us. We are scared of so many things that we don't want to let ourselves be destroyed, be brought down. And this poem is basically talking about that. Whenever we have to do something, whenever we have this goal to achieve something, but at the same time there is also this fear that stops us. There is this darkness which we can relate to, that holds back, that doesn't let us move forward with what we want to do. I really thank you all for giving me this opportunity to recite a poem as well as to give my opinion on that poem. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, John. Thank you once again. Nicely explained in your own words and nicely even recite the poem. Next, I invite Khushi to start her poem. Khushi, you can unmute yourself and put your video on.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings and respect to sir and madam. So today's topic for my poem is My Beautiful Mother. This was written by me when I was in grade 7th. So I begin. Today I'm going to recite a poem on My Beautiful Mother, written by me when I was in grade 7th. She is the most important person in my life. She is the precious gift of God to me. She is the daughter, a sister, a friend, and above all, my beautiful mother. So I begin with my poem. The most important person in my life is my mother. She understands me like no other. She's always been there in my tough times. When I used to come home crying, she always held me tight and never did let go. She's always paid attention to my sorrows, even when she had her own problems. Sometimes, when she's not in a good mood, she would yell. But even when she's feeling low, she caught me when I fell. I love her delicious recipes and the way she takes care of us. She has a whole family to take care of, but we always take her for granted. She always gives and gives, but never asks for anything in return. A mother is a gift from God which we must cherish. She is like an angel protecting us. So, my message is never to let your mothers down. She'll save you from hitting the ground. So just love your mothers when she's alive, cause when she won't be here anymore, you look back and regret how you treated her and be ashamed of yourself. My mother is and I would like to give summary on this. So mothers are the most important person in a child's life. A child never understands that how much her mother loves her, and the child never cares about what how much her mother loves her. The child always abuses her mother, but the mother never hates the child. So okay, thank you everyone, and love you, mama. Thank you.
Thank you, Khushi. Nicely written the poem and even nicely explained. Absolutely true that no one can take the place of the mother in the world. It is, we can say that we cannot deny the fact, and it is a very true, we can say, in a real sense. And even, yes, you connected it also very nicely with maybe with your own experience you have written this poem, but it is very nicely written by you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Once again, I would like to thank Kukul to all the participants, those who have joined with us. You Harmony Poetry Recitation Competition ને સમાપ્ત કરવા ચાહીશ અને one announcement I would like to make it on this platform, that is we are going to announce the name of the winners on our Facebook page and also in our WhatsApp group. Till that time only the WhatsApp group will be continued, and after that we are going to discontinue the WhatsApp group. So તમારે WhatsApp group until winners name આવી જાય ત્યાં સુધી જ continue રહેશે. After that we are going to discontinue. So the participant જે લોકો Facebook page પર નથી તે winners ના નામ WhatsApp group માં જોઈ શકશે. અને એની સાથે one more thing I would like to announce that we will give you means winners will receive the certificate as a winner for second and third prize, and the rest of the participants, those who have joined in this competition, only eligible to receive the certificate of participation apart from the winners. Thank you so much for joining with us in the Harmony Poetry Recitation Competition organized by Scope. Scope also organizing such an event like e-quizzes, engineers as writing competitions, then spoken English class. Our current courses is going on spoken English course, so even you can join it. Spoken English course link is available on our Facebook page. Apart from that, we are also going on so many different programs, various activities. We also come with various activities in the future. We always try to encourage the student in the way of arranging and organizing various events. Thank you so much to join with us.